What is up, guys? Back for another update with the Polo MK2 air suspension build. Now, the next step of the build, this wasn't actually really necessary, but I decided to take out these arms, which I mentioned in the last video, and I'm going to give these a spray with some hammerite. And by the way, the hammerite that I'm using is straight to rust, and it doesn't need primer either. It's got primer built in. So that, for me, was just the handiest solution, because I could just spray it straight on once I've sanded all these back. So I had to get a new wheel. This is the wheel which I was talking about that I've been using. It's a Draper paint and rust removal disc. Really, really good. I've already gone through one. That was the only thing. They do wear out pretty quickly. But that's the old one, you can see. Absolutely destroyed. But I've got a brand new one now. So basically I can finish off these a little bit and do the engine rocker cover or the cam rocker cover. I've already made a start on that. Then I'll just mask off these bits and give that a spray, and I'm going to use high temperature silver for that, so that should look nice. So these, I've actually gone ahead and decided to replace all these. Now, these didn't look as bad as this before we started pressing these out. We just went at those with a hacksaw to try and make it a bit easier to get them out, but as you can see, they're all out now. And we used this medieval looking press, and I'll put in a clip of that now. And that's how we press these out. Really, really effective, that machine. Just takes manpower, but it works. So I've got brand new bearings ready for the new struts as well on the front. These are the old ones. They've still got the old ones in there. We actually just went at them with a hammer and, well, a sledgehammer and a socket. I know it's probably not the best way, and we didn't actually know about this press before. This farm that we're on, they've got this massive old press that you've just seen in that clip that I've put in. So we probably could have just pressed them out properly, but never mind, because these are going for scrap, or if someone wants them, like I mentioned, I can probably sell these on maybe if I tart them up a bit. So one problem that we had, this is the hub. And as you can see, the front racer of that bearing is stuck onto that. Now, apparently this is really common, it happens all the time, and if this doesn't happen, apparently you're lucky. So we need to get these off, because I'm going to reuse those hubs. So that's something else that we need to do. But yeah, I've got new bearings, they're here. This is just one of them. And it comes with a load of spare stuff, new locking rings, new hub nuts and all that, and there's the bearing in there. So they're going to get pressed into the air suspension struts. So that's really exciting, because I thought I was going to have to take that somewhere to get that done. But it looks like now we can do all that ourselves. And in terms of these as well, I've gone a bit mad. So I just managed to actually sell a piece of musical equipment, which was worth quite a bit of money. And I've actually ordered poly bushings for all these. So 2 poly bushings for these, 1 and 2, 2 for these, 1 and 2, and then if I just quickly take you around the front of this car, because under here we've got the old ones that do the sway bar. These go under the front of the car here. There's 2 of them. There's the other one over there. 1 and 2 of those as well. So all these, there's one missing. Not sure what's happened to that one, but all of those are getting replaced with poly bushings. Now, it was £160 for the set, which is steep, obviously, but they come with a lifetime guarantee. And I just think for the lifetime guarantee for 160 quid, never have to touch them ever again. And while I've got all this off, I thought it just seems like the right thing to do. So they're on the way. I'm waiting for those. That's 2 days away. I'll do an update about those when they come in and fitting them into these, because now we've got this press as well, we can just press them in, which is really, really good news. And I'll just update you quickly on the painting situation. So let's go over here to our ghetto little paint area. This is what I've been using. Now, if you're spraying, I highly recommend getting one of these handles. They're so useful, and it just gives you so much more feel when you're using a spray can. It just goes on the top and just presses the top down like that. It's really, really handy, and they're dead cheap as well, so really recommend you getting one of them if you're doing any sort of spray work. And here's what I've been painting up. That's the sway bar. That's looking really nice. And I've got the carriers here for the calipers. They've been painted up and they're looking super nice as well. I've just actually put a layer of paint on these so they're looking extra shiny. But they're coming up really, really nice. And all in all, I think that's pretty much where we're up to with everything at the moment. So that's what's been happening today. Pushing those out, getting rid of all this. New bearings for the wheels, really good news, and we can push them. We might actually even do that later. Got to somehow get these off so we can put the hubs on. And in the next video, we'll actually show you all the air suspension stuff because it's actually in the car at the moment under this cover and under that cover. So everything's in there, all these struts and the management. I'll get all that out next video and show you because I'm very, very close to starting the work on that now. Oh, and one more thing that I wanted to mention. This is what I've gone for the wheel arches that I mentioned in the last video. I was going to use the Raptor coating, but I just saw this in Halfords before, and this is exactly what I need. So underbody seal with wax oil as well. Says the original. This is Hammerite. They do some great products, I think. Heavy duty protection for underbody wheel arches and other high impact areas. So that's perfect because I mentioned I was going to do the wheel arches and under the back as well. So that's going to be absolutely spot on for what I need. So that's what I went for in the end. And that was about £8, I think. But may end up needing more than one of those, but we'll see. So thanks very much for watching. Everything's a bit of a mess here. I'm going to get this tidied up and we can get on to pressing those bearings. And like I said, if we do end up doing that, I'll include that in this video.